Welcome in, guys. This is Clinch Conversations, episode 12. I'm Coda. That's James. Thank y'all for being here. It's going over UFC 326, the BMF card. Charles Oliveira took it from the baddest motherfucker to the boringest motherfucker. So we're here to discuss that. You know, it's an impressive win nonetheless, but my lord, was that I was asleep by the fourth round. I knew what no finish coming. I knew it was just gonna be a let me whisper in your ear kind of fight.
Michael Bisping's wife earlier today, it was also to her a boring fight.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
if the women are thinking it's boring too, then it's boring.
Man, yeah, that was the whole card had like this I don't know.
Cursed.
Yeah, it's not like because we had some knockouts, we had some finishes in the prelims, but the whole thing just felt a little off. Felt a little like the vibe wasn't right almost. It was weird.
Yeah, it definitely felt like somebody kept throwing L's all across the card from some kind of I don't know. It just felt like somebody had put bad juju on the card itself.
But main card was a banger. Up until our main event. Let's get into it, man. What do you think? What do you think, man?
I mean, if there's any other fight, I wouldn't even care. Charles dominated him. It's nonetheless, it's impressive at the very least. And, rewatching it a second time, you see where he was setting them takedowns up beautifully by attacking Max's legs, and Max just had no answer for him, which I thought for certain after being in the UFC this long, he would have known that he's fighting Charles Oliveira. You have the trained defensive grappling, defensive wrestling, defensive submissions. And none of that seemed to have been in his training camp, or it just didn't train it well enough, or it's not his forte. But I mean, it looked like he got the easiest takedowns of his career against Max Holloway, man.
Yeah, and I went back and watched the Max Holloway versus Brian Ortega fight, and I think it really just did have to do with the Charles being such a bigger, more powerful guy because he really didn't
Yeah.
have a problem with Ortega with the takedowns. He was able to get back to his feet.
Yeah.
I think Charles is just levels above all the
Everybody.
other guys. Yeah, and he's a big lightweight. Like you said, man, he just don't. I wouldn't be mad if that was for an undisputed title. I would not be mad.
Yeah.
It's just this is a BMF belt. That fight, you're supposed to, what the BMF embodies. It's blood, war, knockdowns. We're talking just drag out,
Swinging
gritty
for the
type
fences.
fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was not it, man. That was it was disappointing, very disappointing.
We were playing poker all through that fucking fight because wasn't shit going on, man. That's the problem right there. I know a couple weeks ago we were talking about going live for that card. That was one of the worst live cards we could have done. So luckily
Yeah.
we ended up not being able to do that, and thankfully so, because my lord, it was not good for, I guess, clickbait and all that, clip farming, whatever you want to call it. It was just the top of the main card was awesome. I thought, what was it? The first two fights delivered, and then just it slowly, gradually turned into. I mean, Kyle and RDR wasn't terrible. I didn't hate that fight, but it seemed like everything, the pace dropped off a cliff after Drew Dober knocked out Michael Johnson. After that, it just seemed like we were in for a really fucking stagnant pace, which sucked. But hey, sometimes that's the game, I guess.
Yeah, and I really don't feel like Max loses a ton of stock here. I think Max still beats up most of the 155ers. I think Max
Yeah,
is still a hell of a force in the division.
I
I still
agree.
think he has opportunity to become champion. I think he does better in a rematch with Oliveira. I really do. But that
It'll take
just
some
was not his
time.
night.
Yeah. I think he needs a good 6 months. He needs a good 2-3 years in Dagestan and forget. That's what he needs, man. That was horrible, bro. I love Max Holloway, but my God, was that awful.
Yeah, and Charles looked hot, man. I don't think anybody would beat Charles that night. Just what a dominating performance, man. Just great performance. Shouldn't have been for the BMF belt.
No, yeah. It just next time, just stand there and trade in the middle.
The BMF belt should be I was watching something today and I really agree with it. Maybe BMF is like a once a year thing when like a
Mm-hmm.
fighter has put on so many just badass performances against another fighter that's put up against badass performances. It could
Yeah,
be like this inaugural thing that fighter gets to take home that trophy that year, and like that year he was the baddest
I like that
MFR on
way
the
more
planet. You
than
know?
I like that way more than what we have going on. Not only that, I think if you marketed it into that, you could do that per weight division too. If you got a division that's you got a couple divisions that are super active. Bantamweight, flyweight, welterweight, lightweight, featherweight are all pretty super active. The only ones you really can't give one to is light heavyweight and heavyweight, which might change since Pereira is moving up and Aspinall seems to be back. And who knows, Ngannou's a free agent now, so after he gets done beating the hell out of Felipe Lins, maybe we start to see a BMF award instead of a belt for majority of weight classes, or maybe they do a vote each year, like which weight class do you think should have the BMF award this year? Hell, they could throw it in a women's division if the women's division is going off one year. It definitely seems a lot more marketable than what we're doing right now. I mean, honestly, maybe we're getting a little ahead of ourselves because every BMF fight up until this part was fucking awesome. So who knows? Who
The,
knows
pro-
what's
the
gonna happen?
problem is who's going to take that thing off of Charles Oliveira, and who is the
I know
who
of one
is
man, but it'll just be the same problem as once that man takes it off Charles, then who's gonna take it off him?
yeah.
Fucking Ilya Topura or fucking Islam Makachev. But he don't care about the BMF belt.
No.
So who knows? Who knows what's gonna become of that shit? But either way, it was not a BMF fight. It was a dry hump sesh. You know, lasted 25 minutes. I think Charles had some crazy amount of time, like 20, 20, 49, almost 21 minutes. So kudos to Charles.
Yeah.
The vintage Charles performance. Loved that he dominated. Hated that he chose to fight that way at a BMF.
Yeah, I totally agree. And then we had the co-main event with the boy Kaya versus RDR.
Yeah, I always like Kyle fights, man. He went in there and did his thing, man. He really kept control of that fight the whole time. I really didn't think RDR. There's a couple moments in there, but I really didn't think he won around that clearly, man. I thought it was pretty much just a domination one sided from Kyle, man. So kind of happy to see that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think Kaio, he went out there, with the head movement, the hands down. I think it would have been awesome for him to prove that point even more by getting a finish.
Yeah.
I don't think that he needs to do that with anybody else that he's going to fight
No.
next,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
RDR, he's not that guy, man. I don't see him. He's stalled out right now. He's looked not great in his past two
Yeah.
performances. And I don't know what RDR's got next, but if he wants to stick around, he's going to have to come back in a big way.
I mean, the thing with him, dude, is it's good. It's easy to go in there and look good against Kevin Holland, who's like 37 years old. It's easy to go in there and look good against Bo Nickel, who's one sided. If you stop the takedowns, he don't got nothing for you on the feet. If you're a prolific striker, which DeRitter is not. He just caught him with a knee to the solar plexus like Strickland did Fluffy. I think they should rebook him and Fluffy, man. I really do. I think both guys need a win, and they need a big win to kind of jumpstart their hype train again. I think for certain they're probably not going to give Fluffy anybody like fucking Imavov because that'd be a robbery to Imavov. Maybe give him Cannonier or somebody, but I don't know, man. You know what I'm feeling? I think Gregory Rodriguez is going to be fighting RDR next. To be completely honest with you,
Yeah, I
and
could see
I'm all
that.
here for it. I'm all here for it, man.
Yeah, I could see that. I could see Robocop finishing that fight.
Me too, for sure.
100%,
Barack
man.
Obama caught a fucking brutal knockout this past Saturday, man. And he came out and he said, "I'm here to thank one person, and his name is Jesus Christ, and he changed my life." It's like,
Yeah, man.
how the fuck do you hate that guy, man? How does anybody fucking hate that guy? There people were posting Contender Series clips of that guy getting knocked out by dudes who are nobodies, and I'm like, dude, that's fucking Contender Series 6, 7 years ago. This ain't the same fucking guy. Now it's 1-1. Him and Ferreira. I got to know I just skipped two fights, but I'm sorry. It was just probably my favorite fight of the night. Was out there super calculated, super patient. RoboCop killed the Hulk this time around. They're now 1-1. Love that's how that went down because now we got a banger to end the series if they both end up moving back up the rankings again, and they're both still in pretty good age in their career. So I'm here for it, man.
Yeah, me too, man. Robocop's gonna his next fight's gonna be very exciting, whoever it is. That guy has only gotten better, and
Hmm.
I'm definitely looking forward to his next fight.
He just seemed like
Um,
he was so much more bigger than Bruno this time around, and he was already bigger than him the first time around. But I don't know if he's putting on muscle. I don't know if his stance is different, if he's standing taller. But the dude just has a physically imposing build to him right now, and I don't know who's going to stop that man.
yeah, we're gonna find out.
We are
We
for
have
certain.
Rob Font versus Rosas Jr.
Chee wee
Rose,
wee with the victory.
yeah, we wanted that finish though. The way he talked about how he wanted the finish after the fight, we really didn't see that in there. But
Yeah,
then is it at the same time, is Rob Font just that good to prevent himself from getting finished? Uh, this is the fight that kind of slowed down the card, slowed down the main card.
yeah,
We had a lackluster prelims into a really heavy start for the main card, and then this is where everything just kind of went a little
yeah.
bit downhill.
It was I don't think we blame either guy here. I think Raul Rosas just isn't as crisp on the ground as everybody wants to make him out to be. I mean, he's obviously a jiu-jitsu guy. He's obviously it's his strength. But, submitting guys on contender series or submitting Jay Perrin or fucking anybody like that is definitely a lower caliber fighter than he's fought or than he was fighting Saturday in Rob Font. And so, I kind of want to chalk that up as Font knows how to do just enough to stay out of the finishing positions, but also Rosas, being so young, doesn't have that experience to have that killer instinct to really sink that in on guys that are able to sit there and, counter his move. Because Font was doing good enough to, not get finished. He wasn't able to get back up. He wasn't able to get into a dominant position, but he was doing just enough to keep him from ending the fight. And I think that speaks to a little bit of maybe Raul Rosas' raw strength just isn't there yet. He's still technically growing into his grown man body. Who knows, man? But I tell you what, I don't think he's going to retire at 25 like he claims he's going to. I think for certain he's going to be fighting until he's about 30 years old because his whole become the champ by 25, defend the belt, however many times they retire by 25. I don't see it happening no more, man. I never did, to be honest, but I definitely don't see that being the age. I really don't. That's just my take on it. My hair is so fucking long now. Hold it 1 second. Had to
I
get that
actually think
shit
I'm
on my face.
getting my mine cut very soon, man. It's gonna be gone. It's gonna be
Yeah,
gone.
I could not find my hat on the way down here, so I'm over here looking like real fucking colonial fucking. Well, where's art thou? Where's the BMF? Where's the BMF? Thou was not present on Saturday. But
Man,
yeah,
he was
nah.
not. He was
But
not.
yeah, but yeah, Rosas didn't look terrible, man. I don't think either guy looked bad. I think it was just a competitive fight on the ground a little bit. Font just isn't pristine enough. But what was your take on that?
Really the same as yours. I was it's kind of went how I was expecting it to go. Rob Vaughn is just this. He's a guy that's been around forever. He's not going to be easy to finish. Us needs some more time to get that deadly instinct that you're talking about. And I mean, I think he's going to get better. I think he's going to be more fun. I think he's going to go out in his next fight a little bit more aggressive because he didn't get the the outcome that he wanted. But going forward, I think as he fights better guys, he's going to get better, and we're probably going to see like a statement performance from him soon.
I don't know,
Um,
man. I don't know, man. He's in a tough division, and he's already quite up there in the rankings. At 135, it don't seem like being ranked 13 is a lot, but I mean, think of the guys ahead of him. All right, Mario Bautista might be his next fight. You know
then
what I'm
yeah,
think
yeah.
about that for a
I
second,
don't
dude. If he
yeah.
has even remotely the success that he had against Oliveira, who people were making out to be a significant, submission artist. Let's just look at this real quick. But yeah, so he's got. Honestly, they'll probably give him Farid Basharat or Montel Jackson after Montel Jackson's next fight's over. I could easily see them giving him David Martinez.
Oh,
That'd be a good fight. Bautista's at number 8. Honestly, you know who I think they're going to give him though? Davison Figueroa is number 7 in the rankings, man.
I
I think
mean, I kind of see that fight going the same way that this fight went.
I don't know, man.
Um,
Davison is way more pristine on the ground than fucking
yeah, yeah,
Rob Font, man. Rob Font's actually out of the rankings finally now. Sad day to see. Uh,
man,
yeah, so
they
yeah,
they got through the gate.
they bumped him out of there in the the 10 through 15, which Marlon Vera still being 10 is kind of crazy, but Cheeto Vera, Peyton Talbot, Oliveira, Rosas Jr., Montel Jackson, and Bashra are 10 through 15. So that's he's officially out of the rankings, man. Take a moment of silence for Rob Font. It's probably not getting back in there.
Pouring out for the homie, man. He
That's
could not keep the gate closed, man. I mean,
right.
that's just the way it goes. You know, you're getting older. It sucks, man. He's been up in there in Canada, training hard for, the past couple years, trying to like really lock in. It's just, man, it's that time. Speaking of Marlon Vera, man, I got this banger of a fight worked out in my mind, but we're gonna get to that. First, let's
Oh
get to
yeah.
Drew Dober
Yeah, that's good.
versus Michael Johnson.
Let's talk about the other entertaining fight on the main card that didn't involve superheroes.
Yeah, man, I thought Michael Johnson was going to win that fight. He was looking like a 21-year-old kickboxing star, man. Just he was tagging up Drew Dober,
Yep.
and like kind of like what the line said was going to happen. There was some weird stuff going on with the lines,
Yep.
and he
There
got dropped
was second
hard in
straight
round two.
fight. Second straight fight. He's had some weird line movement going on, and
I saw I saw that the somebody tweeted that the gangster disciples, the GDs,
yeah, one
had
second.
had had his nephew
Yeah,
locked up in a closet somewhere, and if Michael Johnson didn't go down in the second round,
by
then
KO.
who knows what would have happened.
Yeah,
And that guy did tweet that a couple hours before that fight, so you never know.
ain't no telling, man. There's no telling at all. My thing is, if that's the case, how the hell did Michael Johnson get involved with the GDs? I really do and don't want to know at the same time because I don't want any attention drawn to me for fucking asking questions. Uh, yeah, if that is the case, what in the world is going on, man? Cain Velasquez trying to murder a dude's one thing. That was a whole other situation. This seems I don't even know how to explain it, man. To be honest, it seems very 6ix9ine behavior. If that was indeed the case, I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping that somebody just put out a bullshit rumor and the public bid on it. But I was very upset to not get my bets in earlier in the week because I would have loved to have Drew Dober at plus money. That was such a steal.
Yeah, man, I was thinking about it as well, but yeah, banger
Speaking of
fight,
which,
man.
of the fights that I picked and posted on TikTok, I went 9-3, I believe. So my only losses was Sumadarji, Charles, and who the fuck am I forgetting? Luke Fernandez, bitch ass, fucking overhyped son of a
Yeah,
bitch. Fucking,
yeah, he spoiled like three of your cards, didn't
he spoiled everything, dude. I had that motherfucker by knockout, fucking on like 5 different cards, and he goes in there, puts on a fucking beautiful fucking first half of a round, and then just gets caught by the dude who catches nobody. I mean,
he?
I'm
Yeah, man,
still
that was
still
that was
fucking
tough.
pissed.
That was tough, man. Who do you think is next for Drew Dober? I mean, we talked about this in the last episode. Whoever won this
Rank
fight,
contention. Rank
yep, rank.
contention, man. Since I got these rankings right here in front of me, I might as well just go ahead and put it to a good use. I mean, Drew Dober versus Ferris Ziam. Might be interesting. Manuel Tenoris, Benil Dariush are fighting each other. Chandler is fighting Roofy. So if there's only 2 guys not booked in the top 15 right now, that would be Rafael Vaziv and Ferris Ziam. And I think both of them fights are hard fights for Drew Dober, but he'll take them.
Fazeev would be a banger of a fight.
And that's in my opinion, a more winnable fight than Ferris Ziam, unless Drew Dober wants to take down Ferris Ziam like McKinney did him. But I also think this Ziam is a little bit different fighter than what he was when he lost to McKinney too. So I think either of them guys makes a beautiful fight for fucking Drew Dober. But hell, they make shit so wild. I'd love to see him jump up and fight BSD. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'd like to see all those, man. That with both of these fighters, that Michael Johnson, Andrew Dober, you know what you're gonna get. You know it's gonna be fun. You know somebody's going out. Either way, you never know. And I'm looking forward to both these guys' next fight.
I'll tell you what, the way I look at it for Michael Johnson, give him Bobby Green. Fuck it.
Yeah,
Just
yeah. Everybody's been asking for that fight. Like, let's get it.
throw a banger
Wow.
fight together in them, bro. Just go ahead and give it to each other. Bobby coming off a win. Michael Johnson just beat the dude that Bobby Green just knocked out. So fuck it, give him a shot against each other, man. I think it'd be entertaining as hell to watch that press conference in that fight.
Yeah, dude. I honestly, I think Michael Johnson put. I think he puts on the bed, dude. His hands
Might,
look
might.
fast. He
I don't
looked
know,
great
man.
in that first
Now,
round.
now Zell Huber is fucking. So, I'm not gonna put too much stock in that knockout, but Bobby Green looked phenomenal in that fight, man. I won't lie. So I would definitely. I'm not saying he's gonna win, but I would definitely entertain the plus money if he's underdog.
Okay. Yeah, I could see it happening.
But
Oh,
yeah, that was an entertaining fight for sure. And then obviously we talked about RoboCop and Bruno Ferreira. So just mirrored that Bruno seemed to come out flat, and which I found very ironic because it looked like he was in the best shape of his life.
yeah. I mean, I think he was coiled up, man. He was looking for that shot. And RoboCop he's getting better and better. And he's a hard guy to beat, man. He's a hard
Yeah.
guy to beat right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Bruno still has a bright future ahead of him. I think he was just, he was cooled up. He was ready to pop him, and
He got
yeah,
dropped.
he
He
got
hit the
dropped.
ground hard, bro. His head
Yeah,
smacked the ground hard.
yeah, that
And
that was that was that was brutal.
looking at RoboCop's last 3 wins, not even looking at his total wins, because let's be real, he's been on a fucking streak for a while now. But last 3 wins of Jack Hermanson, Roman Kopylov, and now Bruno Ferreira. So I think the dude definitely deserves to get a crack. I mean, fuck, let him fight Cannonier again, man. Let him avenge that loss too while we're here, man. I mean, Cannonier's got nothing going on, and that was his fourth to last fight. And before that, he beat up CLD. He beat up Brad Tavares. He sends these guys back that aren't ready for the division yet. So I mean, give him Cannonier again, bro. That fight was entertaining as long as it lasted. I'd like to see that shit happen.
Yeah, yeah, I'm down with that as well. Whoever he
If
fights
not,
next, there will be blood.
if not him, if Joe Pyfer loses to Izzy, which he should, I would love to see Joe Pyfer versus RoboCop. I think that would
Yes.
be, or if Robert Whitaker's bullshitting about fighting at light heavyweight, Robert Whitaker RoboCop might actually be fired too. Or Brendan Allen, give him Brendan Allen. Fuck it.
Yeah, I
You
like
know,
I like all those. I
I,
really do. I
you
like all
know,
those.
I hate saying BA because he just upset RDR. So I mean, fucking give RDR to Gregory RoboCop. We talked about that earlier. So I don't know,
Yeah.
but I think the dude stands a phenomenal chance. He's been had a fucking phenomenal jujitsu background forever. His wrestling is there, and his power just keeps seeming to develop even more. So can't hate the guy at all. 12 wins by fucking knockout, 9 first round finishes, 3 wins by sub, and he's 19-6. It's a hell of a fucking contention right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah. And as we get into our
Let's just
gain and loss,
well, hold on. Let's talk about you ain't gonna glaze past this Cody Garbrandt. Hey, I'm about to dish out here. All right, what the fuck was that last fight, dude? I mean, the worst fight I've ever watched in my life, dude. On both parts. I am very disappointed in both parties because I thought we would for sure get somebody on the ground. And you can easily say the same thing about Dante Johnson and Cody Brundage, but honestly, I felt like that one was going that way a little bit before the fight ever happened. Did I see Cody Garbrandt taking 3 super-powered nut kicks to the fucking nuts before the fight ended? That was not in my bingo book, bro. And honestly, I think they should have TKO ruled that shit. Like how they do in boxing, they should have been like 3 nut kicks 1 round. Xiao Long disqualified, cut from the UFC immediately. I mean, that shit was the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life, bro. Big damn Ergliata got in there on Twitter and explained how Herb Dean handled that great. Said that explained the rules of why it was a timeout, not TKO. I don't give a shit. The thing that got on my nerves the most is Zhao Long for the last 2.5 minutes kept going, and
yeah.
I'm like, bro, just fucking stop, fight. Just you're trying to get him to like. I get it. You're upset that you just blew the fight, but just fight. Stop trying to bait him. Like he knows you're trying to bait him. He's running away. You're not gonna fucking bait Cody Garbrandt's ego into doing this shit with a nobody.
Yeah, this isn't the Cody Garbrandt that got his ego filled to the brim when he was fighting TJ Dillashaw and then lost the throne. This is Cody Garbrandt that's calculated, one of the best in that, still one of the best in the world. Find a way to win no matter what. Cody Garbrandt, no Cody, no love, Cody, no nuts.
There was no love.
After
There
that
was no
Saturday,
love. There was no love for that
and
fight. I'll tell you that much.
talk about finding a way to win after taking three
Yeah.
nut shots.
Yeah.
Guaranteed 2 points taken. That guy, that little demon was trying to bait him in. He did exactly what he needed to do. To be
Can
honest, I
we
was a little
be
pissed off.
can we be here? Can we be real for a second here before you give your claim here? If he does not get kicked in the balls twice, he loses that fight pretty convincingly.
Well, you never know. What I was disappointed about, I thought Cody Garbrandt, Cody of old, was going to come back after that second nut shot. Instead, he just full sprinted straight into that guy's chest, and then did nothing. Actually shot for a takedown. I think, Cody was having an off night, because that's not him, man. I think next time we see Cody Garbrandt, man, he's probably fighting. Here's my thing. Here's my thing. Cody Garbrandt versus Marlon Cheeto Vera.
Okay, I don't hate that because they're both fighting like dog shit here lately. So, fucking if that's gonna determine who gets cut from the UFC, fuck it, I don't care. Fuck it,
Listen,
do it. I
man,
don't. Um, I,
Cody looked like shit. Cody is not the striker that he once was. That guy's trying to wrestle too much. I really wish that he would just come back to his old ways. And like, I don't know what that was about. That was wild. But
at least you're not
that's a
delusional. At least you were disappointed. That's what matters. You weren't
yeah.
sitting there like fucking revenge tour starts now. Like no, you're sitting there at home like why the fuck am I taking pride in this win?
Yeah, man, he would not engage, man. Like
Mm-mm.
that's what we want. That's what Cody Garbrandt needs to do, man. He needs to
Yeah,
engage. Fight with him and Marlon Vera would be entertaining because Cheeto's gonna dance, dance, dance,
not
point
engaged too.
shot.
Mm-hmm.
But when he does engage, Cody's a great counter striker. I mean, I think he could boom knock Cheeto out. To be honest with you,
Yeah, he could, but will he is the question. Same for Cheeto. Cheeto could finish him, but will he? I think
yeah,
we have.
it's like who's gonna be the engager in that fight because
Yeah,
both these guys are disengaging throughout the fight. Do counter strike and catch a point here and there. That's not gonna get. They need revival in their career. They're not going to get ahead by doing what they're doing. Something's got to shake. Somebody's got to get in there and get business done. I
yeah,
think Cody Garbrandt can beat him, but I think it is a tough. And I think that's a fun fight, possibly fight of the night whenever it happens, because I think that they're going to cancel each other out and
yeah.
it could possibly be a war.
I like it. I think it's an interesting fight to make. I think that he was bold calling out David Martinez. I think David Martinez fights circles around him, but
I do not want to see that.
no,
Cody
not at
gets
all.
Cody gets pieced up in that
Well,
fight.
imagine him trying to wrestle David Martinez, who just had a perfectly executed wrestling counter set for Cheeto 2 weeks ago. Anytime Cheeto landed something big, if it was a head kick, he caught it, took him down immediately, held him down, landed good elbows. So I mean, I don't know. I don't rate Cody's chin very highly anymore, and I think that'd be the worst fight for him because David Martinez is gonna find success on the feet for sure. But yeah, that
Yeah,
was
buddy Zhao Long, whatever his name is, he was finding success. He does
yeah.
not need to fight David Martinez, and he
Yeah.
sounded so confident in that call out.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you got to, man. You can't sound scared in the UFC. You know what they say? There's an old saying, you don't gotta be scared to get your ass whooped. So he is definitely the living embodiment of that, but I don't think that he should be fighting any more guys nowhere near the top 15. I think he needs to be the guy welcoming guys in the UFC for a while until he either gets back to form or gets knocked out and cut. But that's a very, very strange fight. So I'll cut him some slack. There was a lot of stuff going on that just should not have happened. So, I'll cut him some slack on that. Zhao Long, however, needs to either learn better English so he can understand not to kick in the dick or not kicking the dick. That's my only notes for that guy. But yeah, the last two prelim fights were not it, man. I mean, Dante Johnson is he's on one of my lists. Surprise, surprise. Um, this has not been anywhere near what people were making him out to be. First 10 seconds, Brundage comes out, gets a takedown on him. Brundage was actually supposed to fight somebody else and took this fight, from what I understand. So, him coming out just having as much success as he did on short notice really is concerning for a guy so young in Dante Johnson, and he's undefeated. And they say that he's what is it, the worst undefeated fighter on the roster. It might be starting to show, man.
Yeah, yeah, that dude, his chin's way up in the air, dude. That guy's getting knocked
Mm-hmm.
out.
Yeah,
That guy's not lasting long, man.
he fights
For
one
real.
competent. He's fighting middleweight too, dude. He fights one competent dude at middleweight. I mean, dude, give him Abdul Razak Al Hassan that Cody Brundage just took to a decision, and also he won by split decision. Somebody had a win for Brundage, okay? So,
That's wild.
I mean, I don't think it's that wild, but I, still think Johnson won. But, judges are useless, so you can't ever give them too much credit. But yeah, he looks like Maui from Moana in there fighting, and he fucking Maui fights better than him, bro. So I don't know what else to say about that. But uh, yeah, not big on Dante Johnson. Ricky Tertios, Ultimate Fighter winner from like season 29 or 30 or some shit, has not looked very good in a long time. I thought he came out looking decent, and he just kept running into everything Alberto Montez threw. I think he got figured out very fast, and by the time the second round came, I mean, what was it, 40 seconds? Yeah, 40 seconds into the second round, he just gets figured out. And Ricky Tercios is now on a 3-fight losing streak to Rosas Jr., to Sopaj, and fucking what the fuck is his name, Montez. So not big on that fight neither, but I mean, honestly, dude, he's only won 2 fights in the UFC. He's 2-6 in the UFC, and his losses are to Ahimed Zahabi. Fucking, let me just say, his wins are only Brady Houston and Natividad. So, Ricky Tercios looking like he might be fighting for his job if he gets another shot, man.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Alberto Montez got performance of the night. Another fight that caught my eye that was, I just knew Cody Durden was going to be a little bit more, ready for this guy that people are giving him credit for. Naam Jargel Tumen Dembarel. I'm gonna call him fucking Attila the Hun because that's who he looks like. Fucking came out and just he said that he thinks he beat Sumudarji very easily. I thought Sumudarji had a very good fight against Jesus Aguilar this past Saturday. Um, Broke my heart because I like both guys. I hated to see Aguilar getting pieced up the way he was and completely controlled the way it was by a striker. But I thought Sumudarji looked great, man. I think Sumudarji beats that fucking Tinem Dembarel guy.
That that's very possible. I can see that happening as well. Um, George, I mean, if he couldn't get it done versus Cody Durden, then I don't know.
I think he
I
had
don't know.
one other UFC
Neither of
fight.
these guys are really exciting to me. I'm not going to be like watching out for their next performance. Uh,
Yeah,
to be honest.
yeah,
And
and
then we got
his last
Tobias
fight,
versus
not a good win either. My bad, didn't mean to interrupt you. Tobias
no,
fucking yeah, Tobias versus Dr. Nurjigay.
DR. Yeah, that Nursigay looked, Tobias came in there very tense, locked up, just like he wasn't supposed to be there against this guy who was a fluid striker. He looked great. Definitely be tuning into his next match. But Tobias, man, he's stiff as a board in there, man. I don't know what
Yeah,
I don't know if he was nervous,
he got
what's really going on with him, but
he
he
got
got pieced up.
reversed so many times in that fight too by a guy they don't consider a very big grappler too. He got, Tobias was, everybody was super high on his grappling and his submission skills coming into this fight. I thought Dr. did his thing. That was one of the good picks for me was Dr. It was one of my dogs of the week. One thing I will say is he has been finished by Ezekiel choke by Von Flue choke, and he almost got Suleyev stretched at the end of that fight. So he definitely needs to work on his submission defense because you imagine if that dude had 20 more seconds, he'd have got Suloev stretched after winning the entire fight. So that is not a good look. I did like the fight. I did like the way he fought. However, I thought that now, I'm sure you probably remember at some point he committed a foul and Herb Dean was in the middle of him touching, like, stop, bro, stop. And he's fucking still wailing on him. I remember you
Yeah.
getting teed up over that. I was kind of like, yo, holy shit. Thinking about how he fucking just would not stop. But other than that, and, almost getting submitted by a Hail Mary submission, I really liked his performance, man. I thought he did okay.
Yeah. I agree with you there. I agree with you there. I mean, just Tobias. I mean, there's not much else to say, man. He just looks stiff in there. He's loosened up.
He's
We
UFC debut. I get it, I guess, but that's what makes the difference between a franchise fighter and a one stop shop. So he uh he definitely needs to come in there with less nerves on his shoulders. Come in there, he needs to get a new boxing coach or pay his other boxing coach a little extra time. But yeah, I wasn't impressed with Tobias. Everybody else had him by a lot. He actually closed as a minus 185 favorite, but the line was not that close all week long. So and then who I consider got fraud check, Luke Fernandez, yeah, who came in, fought a great fucking first 2.5 minutes, and just gets caught by the shortest hook in the history of hooks, and then basically just gets wailed on until it's over. I hate giving any kind of props to Bellato because he's just sucks, but I have to give props to him. That's a nice knockout on his part, and yeah, that's about all I'm gonna give him on that. I'm not gonna praise that guy.
well, let me do it because he's at the top of my list for gain stock.
Oh no, man, no! It's a
You know,
fluke. It's a
this
fluke.
guy,
Okay, we're in the stocks now. Let's fuck the rest of the card.
this guy. Listen, man, he needed a win, and he needed to win in a big way. So catching that knockout win over somebody that was like so heavily favored going into that, and then this guy's supposed to be the new guy.
Yeah,
Well, he apparently is not because he got knocked out by a very
scrub.
average fighter,
Yeah,
probably scrubbed. But his next fight's going to be farther up in the rankings. I don't think he's going to be fighting like some other newcomer.
yeah.
I mean, 'cause he got a bonus off that too. Am I
I seen
right?
that. Yep, he
Yep,
did. Yep.
he got a bonus off of
I
that.
believe it was performance of the night. There was four performances of the night. It was Bellato, Montez, RoboCop, and Dober. I believe. Yep.
Robocop's another one on my gain stock. That guy just keeps getting better and better. He's a fan favorite. People love RoboCop, man. He gets in there and
Yeah.
he just bangs it out. He puts somebody to sleep or he goes to sleep. There is
It's
there
the
is
kind
no
of
other
guy we
option for
love.
him.
It's the
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
guy we love to see.
That's a guy. That's a guy that's a BMF. That's a guy that needs higher ranked competition, and we're gonna be looking out for his next fight. Um, Also for gain, I had Dyer. He looked great in that fight. He looked fluid. Great striker. Bad on the ground, so he needs to get better on the ground. But other than that, man, I think he pieces up some guys in that division, and I look forward to his next fight.
Yeah. You had one of the guys that's on my game list. I had RoboCop at number one, for very good reason. He came out, he took his time, and it seemed a lot like the Hermanson KO, bro. To be 100% honest with you, I mean, he took his time with Hermanson, waited till he got Hermanson up against the cage. Hermanson takes one step off the cage, comes right into a fucking mean hit, goes unconscious. And he learned from the stoppage. He actually left Bruno alone after Bruno's head hit the ground. No, what they say, I remember a time there was something called Obamacare. Well, at that fight, we saw some Obamacare because Obama cared enough not to knock that motherfucker one more time after he hit the ground. So I loved every second of that. I thought that was the best performance of the night, man. I thought if anybody was going to get one performance bonus and nobody else was going to get anything, I definitely thought RoboCop deserved it more than anybody. The dude that he was fighting had a knockout against him. He came in looking like he's in the best shape of his life. Best weight cut personally that I've seen Bruno have. And Bruno came out, did nothing. kind of just, and that was about all he had for him. And RoboCop baited him with one move and finished him with the others. Loved everything about it. Alberto Montez, I was watching most of his fight, and then as soon as I go to change the diaper, he gets a sub, so I had to go back and watch that back, and I liked the way he performed that too. Now, great, Tarsios is 2-4 in the UFC, like I said, so that's after that fight, obviously. But I won't put too much stock in that. But I thought Montez looked good, man. I thought that he was able to bait Ricky Tarsios into a lot of stupid stuff and really just make him look average. And this is a guy that won the Ultimate Fighter, so that was impressive on his part. And then my third engaged stock, man, I had to go Sumadarji, bro. Sumadarji came out his last two fights, looked real lackluster, looked like he wasn't interested in getting a finish. This fight was a little bit of the same, but it didn't seem like he wasn't interested in getting the finish. It seemed like he just wasn't interested in losing or going to a split decision. It seemed like he wanted to make sure it wasn't left in anybody's hands but his. I think he could have finished Aguilar, would have been the first guy to finish Aguilar besides Tyra, I believe. Um, and I'm not mad that he didn't, but I definitely would have liked to see him get Sumadarji's moving closer and closer to the rankings now, man. I mean, at what point do you want to get a statement to, really get yourself up there? And I mean, he's right on the cusp of this shit, dude. I mean, Sumadarji could fight Bruno Silva, who's fighting Charles Johnson this weekend, by the way. I think he could have some success there. I think he could have success against Tagir Ulanbekov. Steve Erceg's dropped so low in the rankings. I'd like to see Sumadarji fight him. You know,
Yeah.
I think that'd be an interesting fight. But I was impressed by the way he took somebody in Jesus Aguilar, who has come out, in my opinion, looked impressive in all of his fights and done things that people did not expect him to do. So, that was my third on the game stock. Let me hear about who you thought lost stock.
Number one RDR. This guy, I think he's if he doesn't tighten up, he's heading to the bench. He had a great performance against Robert Whitaker. So everybody thought he was like the next big thing. It's not true. His gas tank needs to be worked on. Striking needs to be worked on. He just seems like he's pillow fisted.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he's throwing overhands that are connecting at the wrist. It's like this guy is he's a bust to me. He doesn't seem that durable in a world full of killers in this division. I don't see unless like major changes happen. He just lost a lot of stock for me. I'm not going to be betting on RDR and any of his fights to win anytime soon.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to go Ricky, Joe Rogan said he's looking like he was fighting outside of a gas station. He was just, he was just throwing a lot of wild stuff, man. Didn't like make a lot of sense. And that guy, he's like, I think he thinks of himself as like a really fun fighter to watch, but he kind of looks retarded in there. And then Cody Durden, man, I love Cody Durden, but I just don't see a path to victory for him really in this really skilled division, unless you're just going up against just a brawler like him. Maybe find some success in a snapshot moment. He on his Twitter page, how he had like this map to success and how to get to the belt, and he's just lost every single time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
it's
not. Yeah.
it sucks for Cody, but I mean that's who lost stock for me tonight as well.
Anytime that somebody is telling us about you or Michael Chandler's road back to the belt that he gave us a couple of years ago, he said, I'm going to run through
Yeah.
Patty Pimblett first, and after I beat sorry, this was actually before the Charles fight. He goes, Charles rematch is coming up. I'm going to run through him with ease. After I run through Charles and avenge that loss, I'm actually going to go through, and then I'm going to either knock out Gaethje or Ilya Topuria or whoever's at the top of the list when I get there. After I knock out Ilya Topuria, I plan on defending my belt against Dan Hooker or somebody like that because let him get his chance to avenge that. And then after that, at the White House, I plan to have me versus Max Holloway every winner take all lightweight championship BMF belt fight. And I'm like, wow, that went well for you, buddy. That went real well for you, buddy. So, honestly, that's the one guy. We'll talk about the White House here in a second. Let me get through my lost stock real quick. Number one for me, Cody Garbrandt. Horrible fight from both guys. I thought it was even worse from Cody because he only won because his balls got obliterated. That was the most pitiful win I've ever seen in my life. And as soon as he got that second point taken away, I went to text you. You already texted me saying, "Yo, no matter what, he wins." And I'm just thinking, yeah, because he's gonna run now. So he's gonna do the other half of a boring fight instead of not striking. Now he's gonna not move forward. So I never really had Cody too high anymore in the rankings or whatever. Anyways, but yeah, I'm not gonna slander too much more. We've said just about all we can say about Cody Garbrandt. We might want to interview that guy one day, so let's just keep it nice. It's all love, Cody. If you don't like hearing it, go talk to your coach. I'm sure he's gonna tell you the same shit. Number two on the list for me is Rob Font. And I'm a Rob Font guy. I love Rob Font. Just he's so old now, man. Rob Font doesn't seem to have an answer for these young guys, and we are at a point where the division's getting full of these young guys, and they really just each seem to be so well rounded. And if they're not well rounded, they're so perfected in their one discipline that it's getting to Rob Font. David Martinez, basically dismantled him. Raul Rosas basically diddied him. So, it's been a rough couple fights for Rob Font, man. I don't know how much longer he's gonna be doing this. Him and Calvin Cater, they're boys. I'm pretty sure they train together, and both have not looked great in their last couple fights. So I think it's time that Rob Font might be considering moving over to the coaching side. Excuse me. And then
Yeah.
number three, bro, Dante Johnson should have been number one, but I have just not been sold on this dude at all, man. I mean, every time I see him, all I can think of is the first thing is, what can I say except you're welcome? Fucking the Maui Moana song, bro. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to mind because he's not vicious, he's not aggressive like everybody makes him out to be. And then he's got this persona where he tries to look tough, but then he gets in the fucking posted fight interview and he's like, "That's what you get for gambling." And it's like, okay, it's like, yeah, thanks, mom.
He's gonna get caught with an overhand from
Yeah,
hell with that
yeah,
chin up one day, and he's going to be on
yeah.
a highlight reel for the
I would
UFC for like
love
years.
if they gave him. He's a middleweight. Give him Marco Tulio, or give him fucking who the fuck did I say? Or Abdul Razak Al Hassan. Give him either of them guys, or give him Abdul Malik. Abdul Malik or anybody would fuck him up. So
Yeah.
I'm not sold on the guy. He's giving me Gabe Green vibes. Yeah, just not sold on Dante Johnson at all. But let's get past that lackluster card because we had a fucking, in my opinion, a beautiful card announced. Now, I've been wanting to get your opinion on this because I haven't talked to you. I was fucking blackout drunk that night. I'm not gonna lie to you. Um, Me and the boys play a little drinking poker. It did not end well. I ended up waking up with "gay" written on my kneecap, so that wasn't good. Uh, yeah, I thought for certain I was gonna get up, and there's gonna be dicks drawn all over my face. Luckily, there wasn't. Everybody else was asleep. Uh, yeah, man. What do you think of the White House card?
I think, a lot of things. I think this is a banger of a card, but does it have, the firepower that we were promised?
No.
We were thinking McGregor, Jones, maybe Ronda. Where's Kayla Harrison and Amanda Nunes? I thought
Yeah,
that was a guarantee.
that
I thought that
was,
was a
dude.
guarantee.
That was, I think, the fight that Dana is wanting everybody to believe is the fight that fell through. I'm still not fully certain on the Ilya and Islam Makhachev shit falling through. I wholeheartedly believe that there were no talks between Ilya and Islam, but Dana had told them that was a possibility. And honestly, let's be real, it's probably Islam's manager beefing with Ilya's manager on Twitter today. In all honesty, but I really feel like the fight that fell through was Nunez and fucking Harrison because and which if Harrison's not healed yet, fuck it, I get it, but give Nunez an interim title fight, man. Fuck it, you know. I thought it was wild. There wasn't one women fight on the card, and people were still bitching about the card, man. Do I think that it's the most spectacular card ever? No, it wasn't gonna be. I don't think it was ever gonna be. I think that was one mistake they made was promising that it would be. Nothing's topping UFC 300. They're not ever going to put together a card with that many stars, that many banger fights, with that many fire finishes and outcomes as they did at UFC 300. I think going in pushing it to be that was just stupid on their part, man. I think it's a great card. I mean, there's a lot of fights on there that I would have never imagined that I am interested to see now. Steve Garcia, Diego Lopez. Holy shit! Why am I excited for a Steve Garcia fight? Because I know he's getting knocked the fuck out. You know, who is it? Bo Nickel, Kyle Dawkins. That's the one everybody's pissed about. I blame Colby Covington, man. Colby Covington was supposed to fight Bo Nickel. He don't want it, and now he's fighting fucking Dylan Dennis at RAF. Like,
Yeah.
what
That's
the
that
fuck?
the that's the only fight. You mean to tell me out of all the fighters in the roster, out of all the banger fights that we could have made, we got Bo Nickel versus Kyle. That was that's the only slot that still probably going to be a good fight, but that's the only slot. I just feel
Yeah,
like you could have
yeah.
filled that with something
I don't know, man. I
more.
think I think Michael Chandler and Roofy's pretty fucking stupid of a fight, to be honest.
You don't like that fight?
I think that Roofy's gonna crucify Chandler on the feet, or Chandler's gonna fucking 5 minutes of ground control time for 3 straight rounds because Roofy can't fucking wrestle. I don't think it's gonna be anywhere near a competitive fight. I hope it is, but hell, Connor wasted 3 years of Chandler's last bit of his prime. I don't even want to say prime. Roofy looked better against Fiziev, a guy that I think beats Michael Chandler with ease. So, I don't know. It could end up being a great fight, man, but it's not one that caught my eye. And then, I don't want to say that I'm stoked for the O'Malley and Zahabi fight, but I don't think it's a bad fight. I
No,
think that it should have been Corey Sandhagen fighting Sean O'Malley.
100%.
I think everybody in the world agrees with that. I think Corey was spot on by saying, "Yeah, dude, Sean's ducking me. He's the one that's not taking the fight." So I didn't mind that fight. I think it's a great fight. I think that's the third to last fight, and then you get into Pereira and Gon, and then fucking Ilya and Gaethje. Feel bad for Gaethje, so he didn't know anything about it. They told him on Thursday he wasn't fighting at the White House, and he wakes up Saturday morning. They go, "We're gonna need you at the stadium. We're gonna be announcing something with you in it." So
Yeah.
that I'm sure that pissed him off a little bit, especially because everybody's thinking he's going in to be a sacrificial lamb. I hope Gaethje pulls this shit off. I really do. It'd be fucking awesome to see him ride into the sunset. But more than likely, Ilya Topuria is gonna have now knocked out the last three BMF champions after this fight. So
If Ilya gets this done, he's going to have the most insane win streak ever. I
he already
mean,
does. He already does. Just
he
but
already
like,
does.
yeah,
It's going to be. I mean, more than likely, that's what's going to happen. But
yeah,
then I think my brain tells me that Ilya is going to knock him out. But then I just really start to sit back and think about every time that Gaethje's faced adversity, every time that he's been an underdog, he has pulled through in big ways.
yeah,
Does he still
wholeheartedly.
have it in him to do that? I think yes, man. I think yes. I think that this is going to be a more competitive fight than what people think it's going to be, or I could be completely wrong because Ilya's just got that. He's got that thing on him, son. I
I'm
mean,
at the
and he
door. Hey
connects
man, hey,
early.
pause. Hold up. You gotta reword that, dog. he got that thing on him. Hold up, man. Hold up. Chill out, dude. Come on, James. I know it's late. It's getting into them Diddy hours, but come on, man. He got that power on him, man. Fuck.
Yeah, he's got bricks in his hands, man.
I'm
I
just I'm
could I
just
could see it
glad.
ended in round one. I could see it. I could see it going to a decision.
I'm just glad you
Either
didn't
way,
say. I'm just glad you didn't say he's got that hammer. I would have been like, all right, end of episode, man. But yeah, no,
I'll tell
I'm
you who's
with
got
you,
that
man.
hammer.
Oh God, I
Alex
don't want to.
Pereira.
Okay, I don't
Alex.
want to. Hold on. Can I
That
mute? Can
fight,
I mute my
man.
ears?
That fight versus Gone, it could go two ways. It could this has a possibility of being a boring fight. With
I agree with you.
two counter strikers, or it could be a banger of a fight. But once these guys go full force into each other and they start swinging and they start connecting, somebody's going to bed. That's
I
just like
hope, I hope Alex just comes out and completely does what he did to Don Kylev, cut the cage off, and just start wailing on Gon.
yes,
Um, Gon didn't have anything for Francis Ngannou's wrestling, and I don't really rank Francis Ngannou that high a wrestler, so I don't see Gon trying to wrestle. I think if Gon beats Alex by finish, it's going to be by sub, not by
I could see
knockout. And I,
that.
I know it sounds crazy, but Gon has a pretty prolific submission game. He's got
No, yeah, I get that.
defensive submissions that are nice. His heel hooks. He's got a heel hook win. But me personally, I hope Pereira hits him with the same head kick he knocked Yuri out with the second time. Man, I need to see. some fucking requiem for him fucking over Volkov and then double poking Aspinall in the eye. I need to see Gon separated from consciousness one time as penance for all the bullshit he's caused the heavyweight division for the last 2, 3 fights. Should have been Volkov and Aspinall rematching for the belt, and that would have been a clean fight that would have ended in another Volkov getting subbed or KO'd. And then we'd have Waldo fighting Gon instead, which I think is a better fight because I think personally Waldo's gonna walk through Volkov. I really do. Volkov's just getting so old. But
Yeah, yeah. Everybody thinks Volkov's going to win that fight. I
yeah,
do not
I
see it
got
that way.
I got Salsa Boy, bro, easily. I know we just interviewed Javier, but I'm taking Salsa Boy anyways. I really wholeheartedly stand on the fact that he's got the best head movement in the heavyweight division. I don't think Volkov is as fluid as he used to be. As we see, he can be up 3 fucking rounds and get knocked out by Derek Lewis. Waldo Salsa Boy Cortez can do that, bro. So
Hold on one second.
I'm with it.
1 second.
How'd you know I'm
For
Dominican?
where did I put it? Where did I
No.
put it?
Oh God, what you got?
Where did I put it, son?
He's better come out with a baseball signed by Waldo Cortez.
Man, my wife hid it from me.
Oh no, but to rage out on the stream.
I will be debuting a new accessory of mine, but I will not speak of it anymore. It will be a total surprise to our audience and to you.
That's totally
Um,
that's totally cool of me. Bust that out Thursday when we interview Brian. That'd be perfect.
my thoughts on the O'Malley Zahabi fight, man. I think that's going to be a good fight. Zahabi is a great striker. I think it's. I mean, I hope it's not a point fighting match. I wish all of these fights for 5 rounds so we could
Yeah,
like
me too.
guarantee some action.
Me too.
I think O'Malley pulls this through, and I think Rufy versus Michael Chandler is going to actually be a badass fight.
I hope so.
Are we gonna see Rufy, because we know Chandler has a gas tank? Is Rufy going to get drug into deep waters? How great is his chin? We're going to find out a lot of things in that fight. If Michael Chandler can pull this off, then boom, he's right back in it. I mean,
Yeah,
Michael
I
Chandler is
I
not
agree.
done. Yeah,
I think
Michael.
he's not done, but I think he is about 2 or 3 steps from the last door of his career. I just at least in the rankings, man, he could fight the UFC a long time if he wants to. But if Rufy knocks him out cold and is able to defend his wrestling, I would be disappointed. I'd have much rather seen Michael Chandler versus BSD. To be honest with you, I think that would have been good to see somebody who can actually wrestle with BSD get in there. But I think that they said BSD turned down the Chandler fight. I know they reported that he turned down a fight with somebody. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe it was supposed to be BSD and Chandler, and they turned it down. So
I would have
who
also been a
knows?
banger of a fight.
I
I mean,
think
I
so
think
too.
think 3 years from now we're probably going to see Michael Chandler versus Drew Dober, and that's going to be a banger.
If both of them are still fighting 3 years from now, I'd love to see who's the favorite in that fight because dear God, anything could happen there. I mean,
Then getting the Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dukakis, man. That's kind of, it's not a dud, but it's a dud when we're talking about the White House.
yeah,
There's so many other fights that could have been in this placement. But I think crazy if Kyle wins. Crazy. But I think Bo
yeah.
Nickel pulls this through. And Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. Steve Garcia is what, on a 5 or 6 fight finish
Seven. I
streak?
think it's a 7 fight win streak, and he's got 6 finishes in them 7 fights. He did not finish Cater, and that was his second to last fight. So, but nonetheless, doesn't make it any less impressive. I'm not a big fan of the guy, but he's had some fucking good performances. The numbers are there, and kudos on Steve Garcia taking this huge jump in competition. At first I was like, "What the fuck, Diego? Your feet ain't healed." But then I realized we've got 3 months, so I'm for it. I'm all here for it. Exactly 3 months from now will be the White House card. Actually, because it's March 10th. It's June 14th. That's going on. So I'm here for it, man. Ironically enough, that'll be a Sunday too. Today's Sunday, or no, fuck, it's Tuesday. Is it? What is Tuesday? Man, I fucking
Today is
say
Tuesday.
that's how you know I'm tired, bro. Fuck, I've been fucking doing yard work all day, but yeah, no. I'm interested in the Steve Garcia and Diego Lopez fight, bro. I am. Could you imagine a world where we walk away from this card with Steve Garcia, Kyle Dawkins? Michael Chandler and Aheem Zahabi fucking all winning their fights.
And Justin Gaethje.
Well, Gaethje is not going to be that big an upset in my opinion because it's Justin Gaethje and he's done the impossible so many times. But could you imagine them four dudes win convincingly? Aheem Zahabi beats Sean O'Malley convincingly. Steve Garcia KOs Diego Lopez. Dukakis, or fuck, Dawkins is his name. You got me saying Dukakis. Dawkins fucking KOs Bo Nickel. Chandler subs Roofy or KOs Roofy with some stupid shit like a front kick like he did Tony Ferguson. Dude, the whole world would be in shock, man. I'd love it,
Yeah,
honestly,
man.
to be honest.
Yeah. If I take the White House and the spectacle out of this event, I'm looking at
Yeah.
this event and going, "Holy shit, this is
Yeah.
amazing!"
Yeah.
So looking forward to it, man. I'm very very excited.
Yeah. I think that it's a great card. Everybody's saying it's mid. I think the reason people are saying it's mid is because they just overhyped it so much, man. You can't put this much expectation on an event that you know is going to have rules and regulations all around it. This is on the president's home front lawn, bro. Like it just, I think that's where they fucked up, man. You know, people were saying that that there was negotiations for Islam and Ilya fell through, and Jones and Pereira fell through. And they're like, "What the hell's the company on?" I tell you what, they just didn't do their due diligence, man. They must have thought that Dana and Trump are good buddies and they can pull anything off. The war in Iran starting probably has a lot to do with people not taking that fight now. Anything. So who knows, bro? But I
Yeah,
thought it was a great card.
yeah, it's a great card too, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think people are going to have a great time watching this card. I think they're going to probably eat their words a little bit,
Yeah,
because this is gonna be a banger regardless.
I agree.
If take the White House out, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Wholeheartedly fucking amazing card, dude. And while we're at it, since we're talking about the White House card before we get out of here, Ilya and Islam been beefing like crazy. Well, I should say Ilya and Islam's manager have been beefing like crazy. Ilya went on Twitter today and just dropped the coldest shit talking I've heard in years. I mean, excuse me, Justin, it's not your fault, brother. I'll make it quick. When you wake up, it'll all be over. Once again, someone has to pay for Islam Makachev running away. Dude, you
That's
know,
fire.
you know,
That's
dude,
fire.
for a dude that does not talk English very fluidly, he fucking types like a pimp. Just fucking, I mean, dude's got some sauce the way he talks shit, bro. Let me see if I can find the
Did the same
actual.
thing with Charles Oliveira. He was like, "I'm sorry it had to be you. I'm sorry you had to be the
Yeah,
one."
yeah, the win is already mine. Yeah,
Yeah, he
look,
was
so
celebrating the night before at dinner. Like it's crazy.
yeah, that was nuts too. Per fucking 11 hours ago, Ilya Topuria tweeted, "Once again, Islam comes up with an excuse. This time it's an injury. Always knew I'd be a part of the White House event, even when they told me at one point that they wouldn't count on me for the event. I knew it was part of the negotiation. They finally told me I'd be on the White House card. They mentioned Islam. I didn't hesitate for a second to accept that fight. Even though the fight hadn't been officially confirmed yet, the White House card was going to be announced the next day. And when I woke, I found out that Islam had gotten injured in that small period of time, and Justin Gaethje accepted. Once again, someone else who will pay for Islam's escape. Both of their manager is a bitch and also ugly as hell. Justin, see you at the White House. I'm not someone who humiliates people. It will be quick. When you wake up, everything will already be over." I mean, the coldest shit talker in the game, bro. Just absolute no regards for anybody. I mean, the dude talks the best shit, bro. I will put you on the level of my balls. I fucking love that guy, bro. And then Islam's manager, if I can find it real quick. Let's see what Islam's manager responded. He tried to respond like it was Islam saying this shit, but it was clearly, in fact, Aziz Aladadari or whatever the fuck his name is. As a fun fact, by the way, UFC 326 was the most watched UFC telecast on linear TV in 10 years, by the way.
Wow.
Ain't that crazy?
Hate it had to be that one.
Yeah, it was. Michael Morales also 1 hour ago apparently posted an AI photo of him and Makachev signing the contract.
Yeah.
That's funny
Michael
as fuck.
Ian Gary also came forward saying that
That's
like he's next. So
yeah, I
they're
seen
they're
that.
gonna end up fighting each other,
I
Michael
hope that's the
Morales
case.
and Ian Gary.
Okay, so this is what Islam's manager tweeted, and this was the second or third tweet. It's the holy month of Ramadan now. Everyone's going to get a pass, but in 9 days, everyone will get exposed for their lies. One thing I can tell you for sure is that Dana White was 100%, but he said this little short guy was not even in the conversation, talking about Ilya versus Islam. We also had the Gina Carano and Ronda Rousey presser tonight. Think that's pretty cool. I'm not
Yeah,
really a big fan of Ronda Rousey, but I think it was cool. Jake Paul actually had some fire shit talking tonight too. That I don't know if you caught that. Not a Jake Paul fan, but boy, he talked some shit to the biggest motherfucker on planet Earth. So kudos to him for that.
yeah, and he said that he would sign John Jones to MVP.
Yeah, I seen that too. I was like, man, that's they do that, they're immediately dropping Felipe Lins, bro. They're gonna immediately cut that dude and put John Jones in that spot. It has to happen. But yeah, he straight up said, you're a duck. You were the original opponent instead of Anthony Joshua. And just know if we box, I'm gonna whoop your ass. And Francis Ngannou looked visually pissed off, so that made me happy. I'm like, yes, more violence is coming Jake Paul's way. But you know, uh, Rhonda was talking shit, saying she knows the White House card sucks. That she's talking that way because Dana was the main guy. Tell her to speak her mind. She said something else. Oh, she started kissing Gina Carano's ass. She's called Chris Cyborg a roided out man. Presser was pretty fucking entertaining as long as it
Yeah, it
lasted.
was.
Yeah. So they're doing something right. I don't think it's gonna give the results they want. It might because it's on Netflix, I guess. But I think that they're doing well so far, man. I really do.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to be tuning into that. I think, I mean, are we seeing another promotion, MMA promotion really on the verge of having big fights consistently? Can MVP bring in a real rival promotion to the UFC? I mean, it's
Now
yet to be
that
seen, but
that is a big, big, big what if for certain. Because if they pull it off, and you know, we know Jake Paul will pay the UFC fighters. We know Jake Paul will pay them whatever just because it's going to get seen. So what if? Let's make a very far out prediction. What if the Conor Ben signing was a nail in the coffin, and then somehow MVP does enough? Could you imagine MVP MMA fucking 1, 2, whatever they do as their fucking gimmick, man? They come out with their first pay-per-view after this one, and it's John Jones versus Ngannou.
yeah,
Fucking
man,
Nate
it's
Diaz and Connor, or fucking because they're not showing Connor a love neither, man. So what are the odds we see that shit?
Yeah, I think that there's also going to be a big tell on International Fight Week. Who's going to be headlining that?
Mm-hmm.
Because Conor McGregor news is going to be breaking any day now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of wheels that are turning. Things are changing. The landscape's changing. There's now another world where a fighter can leave the UFC and get paid big money and fight on Netflix. And that's a big deal. So we're really going to see, can MVP build from the ground up with new fighters to build their own thing? Uh, who knows? But you see, Dana is trying to build his own thing with the boxing things, and we
Yep.
know that that's possible. So it's just going to be, we might be watching two promotions, and then like maybe the
Yep.
next 5 years.
It's very, very possible. I'm not gonna bank a lot on it, but Jake Paul, as much as he's annoying, the dude puts his mind to something, he usually achieves it. So we're gonna see what happens, man, for sure. Is there anything that we did not cover that I think has happened in the last day or so?
I think we are good.
I think so,
Well,
man. We'll be coming back with some heat for this fucking Josh Emmett, Kevin Vallejo's card. I think Emmett is gonna upset. We also got some. Well, I'll let you announce what we're doing next, since it was you that secured it. You know a little bit more about the guy and the podcast that I have. But we got something big
yeah,
coming.
yeah, we will be announcing that on Twitter tomorrow, and maybe we'll make a little quick video about it as well.
That's right.
Stay
But
stay tuned.
yeah. Until then, fuck Cody Garbrandt. Nah, I'm just playing. I just had to say that shit. That just fucking that fight just it's gonna be pissing me off for the next week and a half until we get to some more fights. So But yeah, no, yeah. Until next time, guys. Thank y'all for tuning in. We appreciate anybody watching. Anybody following around, sticking with us. Things are gonna get better. We're gonna have some samples of some merch coming in next week. Maybe do a couple giveaways of stuff like pins, buttons, magnets, etc. Yeah, so just stay tuned, man.
Everybody like and subscribe. Please comment on our videos. You can find us on Twitter at Clinch Convos Pod, along with Fight Talk and Split the Diff Pod. Yeah, definitely follow our Twitters. We're very active on there, and please comment on our YouTube videos. Check out the Javier Torres interview that dropped
Mm-hmm.
episode before this one, and here's some wild stories about how that man got into the UFC.
Yeah, that was a
Um,
good interview.
yeah, that was great, man. And we
We're
appreciate
also
y'all.
on TikTok now too. So if short form content is there for you, that's what you prefer. We're also on there getting started too. It's at Clinch Combos Podcast. So wherever you prefer, we're there.
Well, all right, y'all. Everybody have a good night. We appreciate you for tuning in.
Yes, sir. Until next time.